The streets of downtown Orlando will be the backdrop of the 2024 Olympic Marathon Trials, putting the city beautiful and Orange County on the national stage. That's just one update the Greater Orlando Sports Commission shared at the latest iDrive Chamber meeting. Stay tuned for more on that. But first, the Orange County Convention Center shared the latest on their expansion plans, plus an update on the major events that they have on the books for 2024. Here now is more from the International Drive Resort Area Chamber of Commerce and its partners.
Please join me in welcoming to the stage Mark Tester, Executive Director of Orange County Convention Center.
Thank you, Chris. There's so much enthusiasm that we're seeing in our industry, and we're very excited about what we believe will be our record year this year. As you can see, we have 168 confirmed or contracted events on our books with 1.7 billion in attendees and 2.9 billion in economic impact. We're actually just got back our draft economic impact study that's going to update that study to 2023 terms. We do it every 3 years, and we're going to see that number actually jump up very significantly here in a second. We've really seen that events are coming back. People that are working remote are 75% more likely to want to go to a face-to-face event, and we've seen consistently shows having record-breaking attendance. And if a show has record-breaking attendance, that means the next year they're going to have record-breaking exhibit sales and sponsorship sales. And that's what we saw last year with IAAPA and a number of events, especially in the fourth quarter. Very enthusiastic. So I think we're going to see a tremendous amount of uptick in spend, not only at the center with electric and rigging and food and beverage, but I think you're going to see it in the community more within conjunction events. So keep your ears open for exhibitors wanting to do parties this year, because I think there's going to be a significant uptick in that area this year. Our quarter that we're in now, which is our quarter, second quarter of the year, we have 48 events with about almost 600,000 in attendance and 1.1 billion in economic impact. You saw the slide before with PGA. You've been in our building for over 35 years, and they're really excited. They're going to see double-digit growth from last year at a big rebound with 25,000 attendees. VMX, the Veterinary Medical Exposition, which broke their record attendance last year with over 25,000 attendees, is actually beginning their move-in as we speak. We have MegaCon coming up. They have announced even more celebrities and some high-end celebrities coming to that event. And they're about at capacity on Saturday, but because that is a tremendous event for us, but with over 160,000 people. And then HIMSS in March of 2024. They have 40,000 attendees, over 20,000 peak night room groups with over $110 million in economic impact. And some of you may know this in the hotel sector. We're working hard Visit Orlando is working very hard in acquiring blocks because we're currently in the final stages, and they've more or less agreed to the convention center's terms for them to be here every other year through 2032. That will be a great boom. They were here every 4 years, and now they're going to be here every other year. So we're tremendously excited about HIMSS being here with 20,000 peak rooms and 40,000 people every other year. Maria and Chris mentioned that our wonderful mayor and board of county commissioners approved our continued expansion of our north-south building. We have re-engaged with the original design team, which is Populous/CT Shoe, and so we're back in engagement. They actually agreed to our old contract, and which included the old pricing and all the old terms and the educational component that they will be providing for high school students. We'll be hosting a focus group on January 16 for minority and women-owned businesses, and we've had over 50 different businesses sign up who are interested in working with us. Sometime in the next 3 months, we're putting out our RFP for our construction and owner's rep, so that will be out, and we'll be completely done with design within the next 6 to 8 months and ready to break ground. We will be completing the design on both 5A and 5B, but we did get the approval and a $560 million budget to complete Project 5A, which is on the Hyatt side of the north-south building. It will include an 80,000 square foot ballroom, 60,000 square feet of meeting space, and connectivity between both of our concourses. A lot of sitting areas, a lot of concession areas, and it's really going to make that building much more flexible, allow us to layer multiple groups at one time. Currently, we can't do more than 2 events simultaneously in the north-south building, and this will allow us to do up to 4 quite often. So we're incredibly excited about that. Our customers are excited. They're looking forward to participating in the finishing the design of that, and we look forward to breaking ground. We don't have a firm date drawn in the sand yet when the building will open, but we're looking sometime like late 27 or 28 for that to be approved. So a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of optimism. Events are back in a big way. People need to meet face to face, and they're doing that. And I hope you all have an opportunity to work with our customers, especially as they want to do off-site events. And thank you all for the support of our convention center. So thank you.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you, Maria. Thank you to the iDrive leadership team, my fellow board of directors. It's a privilege to serve alongside you. And I wanted to start by sharing that our organization, which is now 31 years old, the Greater Orlando Sports Commission, it is not lost on any of us or the 119 members of our board of directors that we stand on the shoulders of so many of the great hoteliers and lodging partners, transportation partners, and so many within tourism here. We stand on your shoulders. Our ability to be successful and bring great events into this community is because of all of you. So we thank you all. We thank you for the great work behind the scenes, so many that put in their time and talent to ensure that our community thrives. And we really appreciate all that you do, the folks that are here in this room, and then especially within our tourism community. A little bit about our organization, if you're new to the Greater Orlando Sports Commission. Like I said, we've been in business for the last 31 years, just celebrated our 30th anniversary. We were created for the sole purpose of bringing the World Cup in 1994. When we were established in 1992, we were successful in doing that. And things were going so well that they stayed organized and actually brought Olympic soccer here in the summer of 1996. A little bit of a snapshot at the business that we've been doing over the last 7-8 years. I started with the organization in 2016 after being one of the owners of our Orlando Solar Bears hockey team. Mayor Dyer, when we sold the team to the Magic, had asked if I would consider this opportunity with the Sports Commission. I didn't hesitate once we had that opportunity to join the group there. As you can see, on a traditional year, we'll bring anywhere from 35 to 65 events into the community. We work on behalf of not only Orange County, but the city of Orlando, Seminole County, Osceola County, and Lake County. And we're one of the largest sports commissions remaining in the country, as so many of the regional sports commissions have splintered off into county-by-county organizations. We've had a real good run of success. with the amount of economic impact that we've been able to drive over the last 5 or 6 years. And as you can see on the screen, typically bringing $150, $170 million in economic impact. And in the last couple of years, we've been able to add on to that and drive over $528 million in 22, $552 million in 23, and hopefully, if things continue on the path that we're heading for 24, will remain over $500 million in economic impact. As I mentioned, a regional sports commission. We service quite a significant footprint, and within that footprint, of course, is multiple venues, and we work with multiple venue operators. The genesis of any great event, of course, is everyone gets that RFP, but at the same time, it's your collaborative spirit when you partner with so many stakeholders in the community to be able to bring those events to life. We're very blessed to have incredible partners, certainly, as I mentioned, in tourism and the hotel community, but so many others that run and operate these venues, and they've been tremendous to work with as we look to continue to bring major marquee events to town. So a little bit of a snapshot of where we're at and where we're going. Some of the major marquee events that we've most recently hosted, March Madness at the Amway Center was a tremendous success. National TV, CBS, they were able to make sure that we got Duke, Tennessee head-to-head in the final game on that Saturday, which was a great opportunity to, again, showcase our community, and we're excited to drive about $19 million in economic impact and a significant media presence. I think Furman got it going with that half-court shot to win a game to start the tournament with us. For the first time ever in NCAA championship history, we welcome Division I, II, and III men's and women's tennis, both individual and team championships, to the Lake Nona USTA National Campus. Skipping down, because it was very recent, the NBA G League Winter Showcase had been hosted in Las Vegas for many years. We're excited to share with you that not only did we host at the Convention Center in partnership with Mark and his team, Ray Walls, and so many others, but the NBA will be staying here for the next 3 years, and hopefully, fingers crossed, if everything goes well, we're going to open that event up to the public as all the executives from the NBA are in town. I think there was one night the entire Miami Heat team rolled in with John Spoelstra, and they were there to watch one of their former players' sons playing. But a great opportunity for us to continue to do work with the NBA. In fact, the NBA 2K draft is tonight at Full Sail, so the NBA is back in town. And it shouldn't come as a surprise. It's been in the Orlando Business Journal, but we are looking at the NBA All-Star Game to bring to Orlando for future years, so look for more news there. I'm going to talk a little bit later about the U.S. Olympic Team Trials Marathon, which is coming in 3 weeks. We have 6 NCAA national championships coming to our community. Let's see, 3 in Orange County and 3 in Seminole County, Commissioner Constantine, so we'll be busy in your neck of the woods, hosting lacrosse, softball, men's and women's tennis, and men's and women's golf. Really excited about that, and equally as excited, all of the student athletes are going to be celebrating at Mango's for the welcome reception for the NCAA championships here on I-Drive. So really excited for that. And then lastly, for our soccer fans, and we hopefully will have a lot more soccer news. Flamengo is coming from Brazil in a couple of weeks. We've got Copa America, which is now a partnership with CONCACAF and CONMEBOL. Those dates are June 29th and July 1st at Exploria Stadium. Not going to be Exploria Stadium for long, so get used to a new name for the soccer stadium. We're now getting used to Kia Center for Amway Center, and maybe other news in the near future. But all of that is a little bit of a snapshot of what's happening immediately. County by county, water skiing and wakeboard and fishing and tennis in Lake County, tennis and soccer and multiple other sports in Seminole County, gymnastics, golf, twirling in Osceola County, along with, of course, the Orlando City team training at our Osceola Heritage Park. And then to highlight in Orange County at the Convention Center, of course, it should not be lost on anybody in this room, the significant impact of the AAU, our great partners at the AAU, their Junior National Volleyball Championships. Mark and his team just absolutely blow it out of the water. We've hosted Orlando Splash and Girls National, that's basketball, at the Convention Center. We just had USA Fencing, which is another great feather in our cap in the Olympic portfolio. And we've got US Youth National Championships for boys and girls at the ESPN Wide World of Sports. And also wanted to mention, just a couple of weeks ago, a big thank you to Mr. Rosen and his team. The Rosen Aquatic Center, for the first time ever, hosted the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee's Paralympic Swimming Championships they had here, and that was a great success and a lot of fun to be part of. In 2024, a lot more of the same. As I mentioned, we're expecting significant economic impact. Fishing, golf, tennis, water ski, wakeboard, you name it, lacrosse, the national championships that I mentioned, in addition to multiple AAU championships and youth and amateur sports. I'll share that Brent Nelson is here with us from our team. Our team is hard at work. We have refocused our attention in Europe. We are targeting and looking at a lot of opportunities in the future, and have brought a new firm on that's going to work with us for lead generation so that we can look to bring even more international events here to our community, certainly to iDrive, Orange County, City of Orlando, and some of our bigger venues. As we know, certainly the impact of an international visitor is significantly more than a domestic visitor, but at the same time, there are some great opportunities on the horizon. And as I say that, I kind of lead into our prospect list of who we target as an organization going forward, to share with you that Brent and his team, not only on the international front, but on February 7th, we'll be submitting bids for the next round of NCAA championships. You should be proud to know that no other city in the United States won more national championships in the NCAA than ours did in this latest round that we're in the middle of. We're in the middle of the cycle from 22 to 26, but we're now bidding on 26, 27, and 28 going forward. So with that, we are in talks with WWE for future WrestleManias. FIFA World Cup, we're in conversations about club championships in 25, base camps in 26, Women's World Cup in 27 or 31, and multiple CONCACAF, CONMEBOL opportunities for our community going forward. I mentioned the NBA All-Star Game. We're bidding on and looking at Rugby World Cup for both the men and women, so rugby fans for 31 and 33. Much like the Convention Center, Mark, I think you guys are all the way out through like 2040. We're looking well into the 30s for opportunities. Esports, I mentioned the NBA 2K League Draft is tonight at Full Sail, so there's an opportunity if you're a gamer and you love that, or your kids or your grandkids love playing 2K, along with multiple other titles that have championships that would come to our community. Big 12 comes to town in the form of UCF. With that should also come Big 12 championships. So we're working with Commissioner Yormark and the group at the Big 12 to bring some of their sport championships here to town. I think football is firmly entrenched in Dallas and basketball is firmly entrenched in Kansas City. But we think that there's a number of other sports that they can bring some of those events here to. So we'll work with the Big 12, but we also work with a number of other conferences to bring their conference championships, A10 and many others, to name a few. I mentioned the Olympics, fencing and soccer and basketball and so many other great sports. Of course, swimming, now that we've hosted Paralympic Swim. We are going to continue to be in conversation with LA28. If you don't know, the 2028 Olympics, Summer Olympics, will be on U.S. soil in Los Angeles. With that is going to come a number of qualifier opportunities. There's 60 plus sports, so qualifiers, base camps, training, exhibitions. We're in discussions with our friends in Los Angeles and with the U.S. OPC and with the IOC about opportunities to not only bring qualifiers for American athletes to participate in the Olympics, but also you've got 200 nations that will be represented in the Summer Olympics in 28 who will be looking for base camps, places to stay, places to headquarter. So we're in conversation with them as well. And then the largest category that we focus on, about 70% of our business is youth amateur. So whether it's the Florida High School Athletic Association or a multiple number of acronyms and whether it's AAU, USSSA, ECNL, I mean, you know, the list goes on and on. We've got the inroads to working with all those organizations to bring those big youth events here to Orlando and the greater Orlando community, and of course to our footprint and region within Seminole, Osceola, Lake, Orange County, and the city of Orlando. What I wanted to do, if you'd indulge me, is talk a little bit about what historically may be one of the most iconic and incredibly robust and significant events that could come to town, will come to town here in our community's history. And with that, I'd love to introduce you to the U.S. Olympic Marathon Trials and share a little bit about what's coming in 3 weeks, just so that everybody has a sense of the size, scope, and magnitude of what's going on as we prepare to host 380 of the greatest long-distance runners in our country, who 6 of them will be awarded the opportunity to compete and represent. They'll be the first 6, actually, to represent Team USA in Paris at the Summer Olympics. And what I'd love to do is just give you a little bit of a look of what we expect downtown Orlando to look like. This is Atlanta 2020.
You saw the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the background there, home of the Atlanta Falcons, and Rupp is coming in here. They're going to finish right. He's going to finish right behind us here. You'll hear the crowd. Special area for the family and friends. Galen Rupp, as the cheers go up. He's going to do it not only in Los Angeles. Galen Rupp, the 33-year-old's going to do it here on the streets of Atlanta, Georgia, to guarantee himself a spot at the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games this summer. What a performance when he surged to the front a little earlier in this race, caught the pack, and then he eased back a little bit. It was a very sensible, it was a very measured performance, and then when he started to feel in his own, he just took off. He left everybody behind. Coming down beside the Omni Hotel, this is it, final stretch. Galen Rupp is going to see the finish line momentarily here. A feeling that he experienced in very hot conditions in LA 4 years ago. Cold, breezy conditions here in Atlanta, Georgia. 2 very, very different Olympic marathon trials, but Galen Rupp has done it in Atlanta. He's on his way to Tokyo. Wins the men's Olympic marathon trial.
This is a 3.5-hour commercial for our community on NBC. You might have noticed they mentioned Atlanta 5 or 6 times in that 60-minute clip. The Omni, the Atlanta Falcons. This will be an opportunity in partnership with the city of Orlando, with Orange County, who has given significant funding to this event, with Visit Orlando, who is going to help us market and distribute and help us with the broadcasting elements as we promote all of the wonderful things that are happening in our community for the 3.5-hour broadcast of the Olympic Marathon Trials. That's February 3rd. The race here will start at 10 o'clock in the morning, and we can't wait to have all of this be part of our community in just a few short weeks. A look at the race week schedule. The athletes will start coming into town on January 29th. Many of the athletes are already here. They're training. They want to get acclimatized and make sure that they understand what they're in for in a couple of weeks. Thank you to Tammy Gustafson. I think I saw Tammy here today, to her team and the leadership at Universal. They're going to be hosting our athlete welcome reception. Gray Robinson and Chris Carmody will be hosting our CEO's luncheon on Friday. The trials and the race will happen on Saturday the 3rd, and our partners at the Orlando Magic, if you're interested in running the course, they'll be hosting a 5K, a little bit shorter. That's 3.1 miles, not quite the 26.2 miles. but you'll be able to run part of the course with the Magic on Sunday morning for that 5K. And of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't repeat and share, you've got Pro Bowl at 3 o'clock on Sunday as well. So this big community can handle it all. We're a large marketplace, and we've got a lot of activity. So again, thank you to the city, our good friends at Track Shack, Visit Orlando, Orange County government, and our friends at the state as the Florida Sports Foundation is investing as well. Look at the course, and I'm going to click to a virtual tour of the course. Exhausted just watching. Three loops. If I could, we try not to get too salesy at the Sports Commission, but certainly the ability to support an event like this is so important, and a lot of folks have asked about VIP hospitality and opportunities to view the race. There's 10.5 miles of open course and a lot of opportunity for folks to, we know that hundreds of running clubs are coming to town. Running USA is going to be in town with a big convention. USA Track and Field is doing their board of directors meetings here as well. So what we did want to share with the group, if you are interested, we do have some tickets left for VIP hospitality, but on February 3rd, we've rented out the Dr. Phillips Center, and we're going to be activating not only the DeVos room and the rooftop, but the entire Senate Plaza. We're going to have a taste of Orlando. We're going to have a lot of our corporate partners are going to activate. Just think New Year's meets 4th of July, and face painting and red, white, and blue and bunting and flag waving and all of the noisemakers and cowbells and everything as the runners continue to come by the Performing Arts Center across from City Hall. NBC will have all their cameras down there as well. An opportunity to buy tickets to the DeVos room and rooftop. Mike Kalinich is here with our team. I'll have his email at the end. But it's a big brunch. So if you're looking for a great networking opportunity and a place where you can be with the community for 4.5, 5 hours as we celebrate, that's a great opportunity. And then down at the finish line, we have grandstands set up by the finish line as well, which is at Lake Eola itself. So still some tickets left for the Eola grandstand, some tickets left for DPAC. And with that, also a reminder about the 5K as well, if you're interested in running or participating with the Orlando Magic. And with that, Maria, that is my presentation. If there's time, I'm happy to answer a question or whatever you feel is appropriate. But thank you all. Do appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jason. You guys do a wonderful job, and we're so glad you're on our board, and I'm very proud to serve on their board this year. So we're going to do some great partnerships moving forward. It's going to be a very exciting year. Thank you all for coming, all the commissioners. I also want to say hello to Kevin Sutton and Faith, who joined us to represent Commissioner Myra Uribe's office. Thank you so much for always coming, and thank the commissioner for her support as well in the Convention Center expansion. So everybody have a great day. We'll see you next month. Don't forget to sign up for Tourism Orlando. It's kicking off in October. We're getting applications right now. Have a great day.